Interestingly, I'm not amazed by it, I'm not surprised about it, and I'm not offended by it when people say that I'm the creep, because I actually think that most people are good. I think most parents are good, and I think 99.9% of parents are not intentionally trying to take advantage of their kids. And I think the people who watch the video that I made and think that I'm the weird one for having my mind worry about that, I think they're actually good people who this reality is so foreign to them and it's so unthinkable to them that they have like quite a visceral reaction and quite a defensive reaction of like, what's wrong with you? I'm really happy that my last video is creating a conversation, and I hope that for those people, they go away and maybe do some more research, speak to reputable sources that they trust around what people who prey on children look for and their behavior online, because I think when you know more, it's so obvious, but until you hit that point of really understanding what to keep an eye out for from credible sources, not just a girl on TikTok, it seems unthinkable. And I kind of want to distance myself from the video that I was originally referring to, the one that I watched that I mentioned in my previous video, because it's not about that family. It's more about, more broadly speaking, being mindful of what we're sharing about our kids online and who could be watching and what they could be doing with that we could not even imagine, because we're good people. As an example, there's a mom TikToker that I follow, and she made a video of her pouring out her milk, and a company took that video and replaced her face. So it was completely her video, just her face had been changed. And when you think about how bananas that is, that can be done so easily, I want you to then think about what could be done with videos of children eating, or videos of children in diaper changes, or video of children. And again, you don't want to think about it, but if we are burying our head in the sand and pretending like it's not happening, we're not protecting our kids. So we have to face the hard reality that we need to think about these things. And it sucks, but it kind of is what it is. We have to think about it. I saw a video that I've reposted that was the creator that I was mentioning, who had made a few videos about this topic and things to look out for and things to be mindful of. But one thing that she says is, if you can imagine a grown woman eating like a watermelon on camera and staring into the camera and juice coming down her face, how that might be construed is how these people who prey on children view videos of kids eating watermelon or eating fruit. Like, you just have to be so careful. And again, it's so sad that we have to think about this, but it is what it is. Like, we have to think about these things because they're happening. And one last thing that I would add, which when I realized it, like, just gives me the creeps. When we talk about the share number, so in my last video, I think they had like a 3.58% share number on 5 million views, which is wild. That's an extremely high percentage of people sharing the video. But you also have to remember that when you go to share a video, an option is to save the video to your phone. So that will include people who are saving the video to their phone. And I'm not saying that the majority of people watching these videos are doing it with creepy intentions. So many people in the comment section of my previous video have said, I didn't even think about that. That didn't cross my mind. I just thought it was super cute. And it's because you're a good person if that's you. And because to you, it's so unthinkable and unbelievable that this could be happening that it doesn't even cross your mind as a potential reality. But a percentage of those shares will be people saving it to their phone. And why would someone need or want a video like that saved to their phone or shared to someone else? And again, I'm sure the majority mean well, but to put it in perspective, I had a video go viral, which was a tip around using a boppy pillow in a bassinet to get tummy time when you're out and about. And that went viral. I think it got 4.8 million views. The share number, the share percentage for that video was it was just double checking, 1.49%. But in this video, you can't see my son's face. It's just like kind of the back of his head. So that video that got 4.8 million views had a 1.49% share, compared to the one I was referring to earlier, that like a 3.58% share rate. And my video was more of like a tip, whereas the other one is just, I don't know. I just call it out because the idea that someone's like saving that video to their phone creeps me out, and the fact that the share percentage is so high. And I think coming back to the whole point around people saying that I am a creep, or whoever raises the flag is the creep, the numbers don't lie. Why else would that video have such a high share rate and save rate compared to other videos? And this is not just the again, like, I want to distance myself from that particular video because this is just a broader conversation. This is a pattern that a lot of creators find. And not only that, but I've seen creators reflect on their analytics for these kinds of videos and see that it's a lot of men, or not, maybe not even the majority men, but more men than in their other videos. And it's like, why do you think that is? But again, it's such a difficult thing to talk about. I think it's important to talk about. I'm hoping that I'm talking about it in a semi kind of elegant way, because I think it's so sensitive. And I hope that anyone who's kind of watched my previous video and been part of the conversation in the comments is at least thinking about themselves, the people in their lives, and the risks, especially as technology is just advancing at an unbelievable rate. The real risks of putting our kids online and what we're putting online. I think there's, for me at least, I think it's such a personal thing as a parent. There's almost like a hierarchy of the kind of content with kids, and there's some things that I would absolutely never share. There's some things I think are a gray area that other parents would be like, oh, I don't mind sharing, for example, a picture of my kid opening a present. I don't know, I'm making this up. I wouldn't show my kid opening a present, but I, for example, would show the back of my son's head, or like him at a distance. You know, if you look at my page, you'll see the kinds of things that I share about my son. They're few and far between. I try and make it as anonymous as possible, but for some people, even that would be too much. So I do appreciate that it is a spectrum. We're all just doing our best. I think we have to be kind and just gently raise awareness for people who genuinely might not know better. Again, I think most parents mean well. The vast majority, 99.5%, it's just such a horrible thing that no one wants to think about. But I hope that this whole conversation has opened a few eyes, or at least encouraged you to do some more digging at the very least.